Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to answer some questions about home energy space clearing that I've been getting. And what I'm going to answer is first, what it is, when you need it, and the kind of benefits that you can get from it. And at the end, I'm going to give you a bonus if you wait all the way to the end, a special bonus. Okay? Hello, I'm Carol Deshane, your intuitive spiritual guide for practical matters and certified Marconics Energy recalibration practitioner. So, what is home energy space clearing? Well, if you have a housekeeper and you have them come to your house, they vacuum the dust bunnies out from under the bed and everywhere else they collect and clear out the cobwebs. And that's sort of what a home energy space clearer does for you. They'll take all that negative and stagnant energy that's been accumulating and they'll clean it out and clear it out. So what does that mean exactly? Well, every single person has an energy footprint. So if you go somewhere, whatever you're feeling, positive, negative, you kind of leave a breadcrumb of yourself behind, the energy footprint that you had at that moment. And so if you walk into a room, you might be aware that it doesn't feel good. And there might have just been a big argument there. Or maybe you walk in and you feel at home because there's some loving people that live in this particular space. So when you're looking for an apartment or buying a house, that might be some of the things that you go for. When you walk in and you say, this feels like home. This feels really good. Or maybe you walk in and go, oh, back, turn around, back face, back out again, about face. Don't go in this place. This doesn't feel good at all. And it may not be that the place looks awful because someone lives there who's a hoarder. It may just be that the energy feels funky. And maybe you don't even understand that or realize that's why. But that might be what's happening because you're sensitive to the energy. And you'll find that children are incredibly sensitive to the energy, hence the monsters in the closet or under the bed, because they know something weird is going on and they don't like it because they're scared of that energy. So when we come home, we kind of might notice the difference in the energy. So let me mention first, remember the bonus. We're not getting to that yet, but I just wanted to bring that up. So if you wait to the end, you will get that. So when might you be ready to have a space clearing? Well, if you feel really good and you come home and you go, oh, I'm exhausted, but a minute ago you were just fine, then this might be a time you need an energy space clearing. If you feel more depressed when you're at home, or you don't sleep well, or you just get really just exhausted, you just sit in front of the TV and do nothing. You have no ambition once you get home. Or maybe you live with other people and you see children sitting there playing video games and not doing anything else. And it might be the way they were raised, but then again, it might be just the energy in the house that needs to shift so that they go, whoa, what else can we do? What else can we do to make a difference today? And that might sound strange, but it's really true that this can happen. Because if you go home with a list of things you want to do, which I'm guilty of, that's one of my things. When you do that, then when you get up in the morning and you say, oh my God, I didn't do anything on my list yesterday. What did I do? I played phone games or computer games, or I maybe just sat in front of the TV and I did nothing. And I have to say, I do realize that men have a nothing box in their brain. They're perfectly happy doing nothing some of the time. Women, most of the time, don't have that nothing box. Gentlemen, you may not be aware of that. But we can't just sit there and do nothing. We have to be doing something at the same time. Not everybody, but almost all women feel that way. So because of that, if we do nothing, something's going on. So another time, you might be feeling lethargy or depression or just feeling a disconnect or having arguments in the house with other people. These are all times you might want to try an energy space clearing. Now, different space clears use different things. Some use smudging with sage, some use bells and chimes. There's all sorts of different things, and I've tried a couple different things. I hadn't really done any space clearing until over 20 years ago, when I had moved into a house. I bought a house that someone had died there and they were actually murdered there. And I kind of thought, I don't know if there's anything to this energy stuff, but this would be a good time to pretend like I understand this and like maybe I should try this. So I read up on feng shui, I read up on crystals, and I ended up using crystals, feng shui, and I tried smudging. I didn't see any difference after the smudging because I thought it should have been immediately. And so I used every single bit of the sage that I got and I burned the whole thing. It got incredibly nauseous. I don't recommend that. And so I realized that ever since then, I do get nauseous when I try to smudge. So I don't do that anymore. And I didn't really do any energy space clearing for a long time because I didn't feel the need. I wasn't as connected to the energy consciously as some people are. But when I started working with clients, I noticed, and you may notice as well, that if you're working on yourself and you're feeling really up, things are going well, your vibration feels like it's getting higher, you're happier, you're working with someone, or you're reading on your own. But you'll find that all of a sudden you go home and you're going, and you might slip back. The momentum is not as much. And I picked up on that and I thought, what's happening with these people? I mean, they seem like they were doing really well when they were with me, but they kind of slipped back a little. And I don't want people to come to me forever. I want to give them their gift of their own power back if they don't have it already, to enable to move forward without me. So when that started happening, I thought, well, wait a minute. There's the person and what they're doing, and then there's their environment. If you're going forward, how is your environment? Because if you're taking a shower and cleaning off all that old stuff and moving forward, if you put on your old clothes again when you go back to your environment and your house and all that old energy, you're not going to feel clean and raised your vibration any because you're still going to have that old dirty clothes on, that old energy that you have been carrying around. You put it right back on again. So once I started reworking and revisiting the energy space clearing for the home, it really started making a difference. So I do highly recommend that you look into that if you are having this as well. You can expect different things from this. What you can expect, well, it's so many different things that I see. Generally, what people expect is that at first, sometimes they're totally comfortable and they're great. And other times, it takes a little bit of time to adjust because it's a higher vibration. Especially people like spouses and children that weren't in the house when the shift happened, when the energy space clearing happened. And if that does happen, you may find it takes them an overnight of sleeping to get better. They may walk in the door and explode for no reason, or they may come home and be sweet and wonderful to you, and you're going, that's new, if it is. Or, oh, that's wonderful. This is what I've been wanting. So I see both reactions in my practice, but then I also do an extra piece of the puzzle. I add a layer of protection around the house and help it so that when you do come in with stuff, you leave it outside. And anything else that might be trying to come in is pushed away from your house, which makes it last longer, the protection, the energy clearing. So if you want to feel lighter, you probably will feel clearer, and you might feel more connected to source and to what you want to do and to the other people in the house. You might see that things are less depressing, they're lighter, you get less angry, and people may be getting along much better if you have numerous people in the house than they did before. Now remember, this isn't just you who lives in the house, it's everybody who's lived there before whose energy would be cleared. It's everybody who's living there now, and everybody who's ever visited you. And that can be anything from your mother-in-law, who I realize gets a really bad rep, but that all the way to all these other people, friends, relatives, people going through hard times. They bring their stuff in with them, including you, and then they leave it there for you. And those are the kind of things that we're clearing. And last question I get is, how often do I need to do this? And how often can be is most generally run by you. It can be anywhere from 6 months to a year, depending on where you're at. And if you're going through a really hard time, or you have people there that are really dumping on you, then you might need to do it more often. But if you walk into your house and get depressed, or you weren't outside the house, and you can't sleep, and it's kind of consistent, then it's probably something that needs to be shifted out of the house. So you are the best person to know when you need it again. And it kind of comes on gradually, so just pay attention. So now, hopefully I've answered the questions that have been put to me. And if I haven't, please, by all means, leave me a comment below and let me know. I'll be happy to go into this in more detail. Now, that bonus I wanted to offer you, if you live in the San Francisco Bay Area and you would like to book a home space clearing with me, I would be happy to, if you contact me through my website and say you saw this on YouTube and you'd like your special rate, I will be willing to give you a $25 money off of what the normal price is. And on top of that, if you're within a specific, I usually do a specific area before I charge extra for travel, but then I have another area I'm still willing to go to, and that costs a little extra. So I would also be willing to waive that extra cost if you're in the next set of area outside of it. Then that would be a $50 value. So indeed, do contact me at connect2joy.com, and I'll have that below the website where you can find my email. That's connect2joy.com, and contact me and let me know if you're interested and you'd like the discount, of course, if you want the special rate. Well, if you like what you've heard, please subscribe to my channel, and also go ahead and check out my website. You'll see under the Services tab all sorts of information about this energy space clearing for your home and your office. You'll also see Marconics multidimensional energy no-touch healing sessions and recalibrations and success and prosperity coaching. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Carol Deshane. Until next time, bye-bye.